Hey guys, it's Alicia, and today I'm going to be doing a book review on The Sword of Air by R.J. Madigan. A quick disclaimer, this book was sent to me by the author herself, but all thoughts and opinions are completely my own and really honest. So I read this book on my iPad because it is a multi-touch iBook. For those of you who are like me, who have absolutely no idea what a multi-touch iBook is, it's basically an ebook with some kick. It includes photography, videography, and sound effects, and it totally transforms the story. This was my first experience, as I said, with multi-touch iBooks, and I am so glad that it was with The Sword of Air because this was just an amazing experience, and I am so grateful that I had the chance to read this amazing book in this awesome format. So now enough about the format of the story, let's get into the book itself. The story takes place in a dystopian island that is ruled by the Raven Queen in a reign of terror. The Raven Queen is Fae, which is kind of like fairyish but scarier because they have amazing powers, and everyone is so afraid of her because she just basically does whatever she wants. The main character in the story is an orphaned teenage girl named Niam. She lives with her guardians, Fergus and Ide, and her best friend Rowry in a small little settlement. The story is basically kicked into action when the Raven Queen attacks the little settlement that she lives in and kills Ide. Niam then has to race across Ireland with all her friends, meeting new ones along the way, trying to save everyone she loves and her country. This book is an epic fantasy that doesn't stand still for a moment. But because of the amazing photography and videography, you never even have the chance to feel lost. I really like R.J. Madigan's writing style because it's very fast-paced, but it's still beautiful. She doesn't spend a lot of time describing the surroundings or the characters because the photography and the videography kind of do that for her. Not to say she doesn't do a good job at describing. Even if the photography wasn't there, I would still have a pretty clear image in my mind of what she wanted me to see. But the photography and the videography just really helps to completely submerge yourself into the story. She really has a knack for making even the worst character lovable. I really liked all of the characters, and I even found myself rooting for the bad guys sometimes because she really explains why they are the way that they are, and you kind of understand it and feel bad for them. One of my favorite characters in the book is kind of a bad guy, but you're not really sure. His name is Jareth, and he is somewhere in between Jace from the Mortal Instruments and King Joffrey from A Game of Thrones. I can't wait to see what happens to this character in the next book. Oh yeah, by the way, it's going to be a series. I didn't know that going into the book, but at the end of the book it says end of book 1, so I really hope there's another book coming out soon. But yeah, like I said, I can't wait to see what happens to Jareth and all of the other characters in the next book because I really fell in love with them and I feel like I know them, and I think being able to see the characters exactly as the author envisioned them is amazing. I also really love the scenery in this book. The author effortlessly put real life Irish landmarks into this fantasy world and they just completely fit. It's not weird at all. All in all, it's a really amazing story. I love where it's going. I love the characters. The writing is beautiful, and I can't wait for the second book. Now I want to tell you about some cool things in this book that you won't find in any other book. In the first place, beautiful photography. This is just the first photo in the book in chapter 1, and already it's amazing. It also includes some sound effects in a few of the chapters, like this. I found the sound effects to be really cool because it makes you feel like you're right there where all the action is, and it's just, I've never experienced anything like that. I mean, the closest I've come is listening to the Game of Thrones soundtrack while reading the books, and that's not the same. This is amazing. Something else that she does in this book that I found so helpful is at the end of every chapter, she has an end of chapter movie recap. In this, she basically goes through all of the photos that were in the chapter and the videography and more, and she just gives you highlights about what happened in the chapter. And with this, you can just never ever feel lost. You know exactly what happened. And this is especially nice if you have to maybe put the book down for a few days before you can read it again. You can just watch the last recap and then you are back on track. You know exactly what's going on in the book. The next thing that I also really loved is at the end of the chapters, after the movie, she has a collection of all of the characters that were in previous chapters and this chapter, and then you can click on them, see a photo of them, and they give you a brief description of the character so you know exactly who's who, and again, you can never be confused. This is so helpful with fantasy books because I always find myself not having a clue who half of the characters are, especially if they're not main characters. They may be in many scenes, but you're like, who is this again? Is he a good guy or a bad guy? Who is he working for? What is this now? And then with this, you can just click on the character and you are set. She also does the same thing with the places in this book. Because even though the videography and the photography are so amazing and you have a vivid image of what the place should look like, sometimes you get a bit confused, and it's just nice to have a little summary of everywhere you've been and everyone you've met. All in all, my experience with this book was amazing. I love the fact that it was a multi-touch iBook. I love the fact that it was a fantasy book. I just basically loved everything about this book. And I'm sure anyone who likes YA or fantasy will love this book. Read the book. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars and I cannot wait to read the next book in this series. Okay guys, so that's it for today's video. I will leave a link to the book trailer in the description box down below. It's also really beautiful and I'm sure the trailer will make you want to read this book. But if you've seen the trailer and you're still not sure, I will leave a link below to where you can find the iBook on the iTunes store, and you can even get a free preview of the first 3 chapters to make sure you really want to read it. But I'm sure after the trailer you will all want to read this book. It's amazing, and I just want to say thank you to RJ Madigan for giving me this amazing experience. I hope you all enjoyed the video and that you pick up this amazing book. Please remember to like this video and subscribe for more bookish related videos. I'll see you soon. Bye!